He attended more carefully. What he sensed alarmed him. He tried to describe it. Air choked with death, fire and smoke, blood in a river, the river running red with it, the earth drowning in blood. Chaos. Everything is broken. The fibers of the trees, the clouds, even the air is broken. Yes, war. Where? Pax attuned himself once more. West, still distant, but nearing. And now a small group of war-sick has come from the south to meet it. From the south. Pax paced while Gray struggled to his feet. He offered again to travel alone, and Gray refused to turn back home. Again they set out, and again their pace was slower than Pax wanted. They stopped only for meals of grubs and berries, and whenever they did, Pax searched the air for any trace of his boy's scent, for the faintest sound of his voice. None. None. He lifted his muzzle and bayed a single aching note. It had been so long since he'd seen his boy. Before this, they'd never been apart for more than half a day. Often Peter would leave in the morning, and Pax would pace his pen in increasing distress until the afternoon, when Peter would come home, smelling of other young humans and of the strange breath of the large yellow bus that delivered him. With the afternoon, Pax could reassure himself his boy was all right, examining him for any sign of injury before he could relax into play. It was afternoon now. He bayed again, and this time Gray lifted his voice in an echo of loss. But when Pax trotted back to the path to resume the journey, Gray faltered. Pax could see that he needed rest. He led the wounded fox to a mossy circle of shade beneath a pine. Gray laid his cheeks on his paws, and before Pax had even finished cleaning his wound again, he was asleep. As Pax kept watch, he thought of doing favorite things with his boy when he found him, tumbling together outside, playing hunting games, exploring the grassed yard and the bits of wood behind it. He remembered the ways his boy would reward him, the full smiles of greeting, the thorough neck scratchings, Peter's fingers digging in just hard enough. He recalled the peace of lying at his boy's feet in front of the fire. These thoughts calmed Pax, and he dozed with the memory of Peter's knuckles and kneading the loose skin between his shoulder blades, so real that his fur ruffled under it, until a shifting breeze brought a scent that called him to an instant alert. Meat. Roasted meat, the kind his humans sometimes cooked over a fire in the yard. His boy would feed him bites of this meat, dripping with fat. For days afterwards, Pax would scour the ashy firebed for overlooked scraps. Even the charred bones were treasures. Pax got to his paws to sniff more deeply. Yes, roasted meat. He nosed the sleeping Gray. Humans are near. Gray moved more easily after his rest, and the two foxes kept up a loping pace. As they got closer, though, Pax charged ahead. His boy was light, the fat burned off from days of scarce food. He ran as foxes are meant to run, compact body arrowing through the air at a swiftness that rippled his fur. The new joy of speed, the urgency of coming night, the hope of reunion with his boy, these things transformed him into something that shot like liquid fire through the trees. Something gravity couldn't touch. Pax could have run forever. Until he galloped out from the woods and saw ahead of him a wide river. Beyond that stretched a clear field, flat and then rising up to massive crumbling stone walls. It was dusk now, and at the far corner of the stone ruins, a dozen men were gathered around a fire, eating. Beyond them were a cluster of tents and several large vehicles. The wind had shifted to the east. The grilled meat smoke still hung heavy in the air, but Pax could only get a general scent of the humans. He bounded up and down the river's edge, frustrated, but from no direction could he differentiate one human scent from another. At least Pax knew his boy was not here. None of the humans had his reedy form. None moved with the same quick energy. None held himself as Peter had, upright but with a downward cant of his head. He was relieved. The other sense of the encampment, smoke, diesel, scorched metal, and a strange, dark, electrical odor were things he would have herded Peter away from. Gray limped from the woods and flopped to the riverbank beside Pax. Together, the two foxes watched the men. They had finished eating, but they remained around the fire, talking and laughing. They are warsick? Pax wanted to know. Not now. They are peaceful now. I remember this peace. The old fox curled his forelegs under his chest.
At the end of the day, the humans I lived with gathered like those across the river. Suddenly Pax remembered. He had seen something similar as well. It hadn't happened for several years, but sometimes at the end of the day, his humans would sit together by his boy's nest. The father would lay a hard box, flat and thin and made of many layers of paper, across his lap. Paper, like Pax's own bedding, but not shredded and with many marks. His humans would peel these layers, one by one, and study them. Pax remembered that his humans were most linked together on those evenings, and with their harmony he could let down his guard. Pax felt a strange sensation, as if his chest were no longer large enough for his heart. The foxes turned back to the men. Some were still crouched around the fire, while others moved with lanterns between the equipment and the tents. With full darkness, the remaining men rose from the fireside. They jumped out mugs of coffee, scuffed dirt over flames, and ducked into tents. Gray rose also and limped uphill to the protection of a sweeping hemlock bough. He circled and curled himself up on the pine needle ground underneath, his nose tucked under his brush. The smell of the meat had made Pax too hungry to rest. He trotted to the edge of the river. Its current was soft. He dipped his head and drank and then jumped to a rock, slippery with moss but stable. Then, gaze fixed on the glow of the dying embers, he chose. A leap, a splash, and again his body did what it had never done before, but was meant to do all along. He swam. A moment later, he climbed the bank and shook himself off. Neither movement nor sound came from the tents. Pax crept silently across the field and climbed the rise. He circled the bounds of the camp, edging closer and closer to the fire bed. The sense of danger was strong. It was hard not to flee. He was, after all, accustomed only to his two humans, the one he loved, the one he tolerated. Several times he crept to the very rim of the fire bed, found the smell of meat laced with the warning scent of the war-sick men, then leaped back. A discarded pork bone, still redolent with fat, proved too much to resist. Pax darted in. As he gulped the meat, ash-gritted but still warm, the rustle of canvas startled him. He froze. A man emerged from a tent. Silhouetted by lantern light, he stretched, and a long shadow snaked out to cloak the watching fox. The man turned away and relieved himself in a bush. The scent of his urine traveled to Pax, and he bristled to sharp alert. His boy's father. Whoo! What? So, Peter's father is the one that is pottying on a bush right now, right in front of Pax. Whoa. Guys, I don't really know what to say about that, or what I think about that.
We do know that Peter's father is not a very good man. He's kind of abusive to Peter. Pax doesn't really like him. What is going to happen? Oh my gosh. We won't even know until Monday. That's the next Pax chapter. Oh my gosh. Guys, I promise I won't read ahead, but this is going to be the hardest one. Whew. What's going to happen? Guys, I really need you to leave your predictions in the comment section below. What do we think is going to happen? This is intense. The book is getting intense. I miss you guys. I love you. I will be back tomorrow for chapter 16, which is back to Peter and Vola. Oh, what a good chapter today was. It's a beautiful day. I hope you're all outside playing. That's why I wanted to get this done now, because Jack and I are about to just go for it with this outdoor play session. He's learning to ride a bike right now, which is a really interesting experience. So I love you guys. I miss you. Take care. Go outside and play today. Please play, or go read a book outside. Wash your hands. Be nice to your parents. Do your chores. Do your work. Tomorrow's your little Friday quiz. Good luck. Take your time. You've been practicing for it all week. I know that you will do great things. Yeah, I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.